I guess.
Can we hold it?
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could kind of just real quick give bullet points as to why you oppose abolishing the death penalty.
People are fond of saying that sausage in legislation should not be watched while it's being made, and this really is an uncooked sausage. Yesterday, with less than 24 hours notice, victims, prosecutors, the justice system was given notice that this bill would come up to abolish the death penalty. If the issue was reversed and the question was, shall we invoke or create a death penalty on 24 hours notice, there would be a meltdown. And it's an unfair process to have it happen today.
So do you think it'd be better if it were to come up this spring, be more debate about it, be able to get more from both sides?
There's a purpose when things are rushed through a veto session with 3 days, and that is to stunt the discussion from the other side. What do you do with the Andrew Corcoralises of the world who murder women and sever their breast and have sex in the wound? What do you do with them? What do you do with the persons who are in the Pontiac prison and in 1987 murdered the warden of the Pontiac prison? What do you do with the person who disguises himself, Howard Bean, as a priest in order to get in the side of an apartment of an 81-year-old woman to murder her? What do you do with those persons? There are monsters that lurk in America, and there have to be penalties for persons who are the cream of the crop.
Do you think the argument could be made, though, that since there's a moratorium on the death penalty, that it's kind of a moot point right now, that it's not a real penalty?
Brick by brick and pebble by pebble and stone by stone, abolitionists of the death penalty have tried to heap onto the backs of the prosecution and the system all of these things: a moratorium, that it's expensive, that it's about certainty. And then now here we are 10 years later, and they say, well, you know, you haven't executed anybody in 10 years. And now that has been used in favor of abolishing the death penalty. So it's a matter of bringing it back to midpoint, bringing it back to the center point. This issue began many years ago about certainty. You want to be certain that the person sentenced to death was the doer of the deed. But it has morphed and evolved into something far more dangerous, and it's about philosophy. So if it's going to be about philosophy, whether the death penalty is right or wrong, it should be subject to a full debate, and that doesn't happen overnight, so that on a Tuesday, a vote can be made.
Worst case scenario, if the death penalty is repealed?
Well, prosecutors are not persons, elected prosecutors are not persons who are advocates of the death penalty. They're advocates of the law. If we believed that we should be the persons deciding if it should be the law, we should run for the legislature. But if the legislature imposes a different penalty, prosecutors will support that. It's the right thing to do, but it's not the right thing to rush through in 18 hours notice something of such magnitude.